I've done a video not that long ago called How to Stay Warm in the Fuel Crisis, alright? And I've had a lot of views on that and a lot of good response. So I thought today I'm going to show you how to build one. Now the problem with the cheap Chinese diesel heaters are they operate on 12 volt. So you need to figure out on a building, outhouse, shed, something like that you want to power in, which is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to fit one into a garage today. There is no 12 volt power. So there's only two ways of doing it. You can get one of the wee boxes that converts 240 volts down to 12 volts, or you can do what I've done. I can't work backwards. But that there is a solar panel. That's the same size as solar panel that I put on one of my earlier videos. That's a new one, by the way. That's not mine, no. So that is a new one. So we've taken that, we've fitted that up there, and as you can see, there's the sun's out on it. It's in a very, very good position just to be done there and left. So as usual, I'm going to get started today. I've got my best mate here to help us. So, onwards and upwards. Let's go into the workshop area, and number one son will take over the camera. Right, now it's a wee bit dark in here, alright, so I'm using this light to light this area up a bit just now, right. So as you can see, this is the power unit, this is the pipe for the ventilation, right. I've also got this wee sprockety thing there, so basically pipe into that and pipe from there into the wall, and it leaves this one which will have a small bit of pipe coming from it, and this vent goes on the top, and that then throws the air about in here. So we're actually heating two rooms with one pipe and one machine. Now the machine itself is going to be installed up here. So I've got a timber frame to build this on, okay? And if you can bring the camera around here, right, you'll see up here, there is now is the solar watt charge controller. You can see that the sun, well, it's picking up light, so it's bringing energy in, charging the battery, and there's also power now for 12 volts to the USB sockets, and an outlet here if we wish as well. There's the battery that's actually going to be powering this up, and at the same time as well, I've started ahead of myself because that's all tidied and finished now. I'm linked into the battery, so all that's left to do now is fit a fuel tank. So this is just a 10 litre diesel tank, so that's going onto this side here, and we're doing that in here. I'll maybe got to figure out where I'm going to put this, to be honest with you, because you need access just to get the cap off, right? As long as he's got access for that, his wee diesel tank, which must be in the house. Well, as you can see, you can bring your diesel tank, fill it in, you're able to keep your eye on your level, but there's a stud that I need to fit in the bottom here, and then that will be going through a hole drilled here, and then on the fuel pipe. So I'll break it down into different sections as I'm going along, so that you can follow this onto it. And then once it's done, the final thing will be I'll show you how to prime the pump, and then let's put heat in this place. Okay. Right, so preparing things on the bench now. This is a mounting plate and a mounting bracket. I might not need that, but at the same time as well, it'll come in handy if I do, because I can screw into this onto my trusses. But the main thing is I'm getting protection on the heat. So this side here, this is the one for your air, and this side here is the outlet for the exhaust. So you'll see that your fuel in line there comes very, very close to that, okay? But don't worry, it's all done, it all works perfectly, and the heat that does come for that won't damage that there. It's all been designed well. So now we'll put the exhaust pipe on onto this one. Okay. We'll just get, if I come around, so you can see it. I'll maybe hit to speed this bit of the film up. Right, so that is now, that's the exhaust on and in place, and we need to do this now because I need to get the bends right into this where I'm going to sit it, because this is going through a wall now so that it ventilates outside. So the planning's done now, okay? So I now know where I'm going to vent the exhaust out, I know where my air intake's coming from, and I also know, thirdly, I know where the heater's going. It's going there. It's all well designed. This is working out. So what I'll do is I'll get Ian to do the camera, and what I'll do is I'll show you just sitting there. Right. So it's always great when you're doing these kind of things. Keep checking your progress as you're going, so that you've not got any mistakes when it comes to the end. It takes a bit longer, but it's worth it. So, the reason I'm doing it this way is because if it needs serviced, it has to come out, okay, at any point. So, in she fits, right, into position, and then I push it back. Now if you look under here, okay, so that's for the fresh air, and that's for the exhaust, right? Is it? No, it's the other way about, sorry. That's the fresh air, and that's the exhaust, right? So you can see that you're getting air in there as well as for the fan to blow. It's no blocked up and it's open. You've also got 2 screws going in the top here, so that will actually, this is a mounting plate, right? It's important that you keep that on there. I like to, just for safety, for heating that, right? So we're now actually ready to go over here and cut the hole through to the next room, because this is what the chamber that is going to heat the garage, the back part of the garage, and then when that's clamped onto there, there'll be another outlet that goes through to the other room, right? And one of them will be on the wall in there. So let's go and cut that hole. So there you go, this is through to the other room now, and it's starting to take shape now. So there you go, there's your air vent fitted, and if I just zoom in at there. So Ian's through on the other side just now, and he's cutting into there. That's the exact opposite end. So once he's finished with that bend there, we'll get that plumbed in to the plastic on the other side, which will be plumbed in to the heater, and then next thing is now drill a hole and let's get this exhaust done. So be back in a minute. Right, hole's now right through, so as you can see there, that's the flexi pipe, comes right through the wall on the plasterboard, and that's went to the garage. So now, vent time. Okay, so that's the vent all fixed in. This side of the room's finished, and then when you come through, the bit that's sticking out, so that's now Ian fixing the flexi onto the T-piece. So that now is going to get with to put heat from the heater into this side of the garage and carry on through as well into an opening on the other side. And that'll be it. So now we've got to go and put the pump in place. And there we have it. That's the hole drilled now for the exhaust to go through. So let's get this thing plumbed in. So you can see now behind us, right, we've got our frames built, right, heater is installed, venting and ducting's done, the exhaust system is also on, okay, so I'll go and show you that outside. So as you can see, it's fairly well hidden, blended in. So there's the pipe coming out, just got putty to put in here to seal this, putty goes on both sides, okay, fixed on with a Jubilee clamp there, and then it just gets screwed on with the one screw, right? But you'll see that I've actually got, there you go, see the angle? I have it pointing slightly downwards, okay? So basically what you've got is you've got your trap here for, that's for any water build up, and then that's going to stop any rainfall coming in, just to make sure. Actually, you know what? If there is any rain going anyway, it would just flout the water trap. So all you do with that is just move it. Oh, there you go. Tuck it off, and I'll go and re-screw that back in again. I've fixed the errors on my ways. So there's your wee drain hole there. Okay, and the rain's not really going to get into this now, so I really wouldn't care too much. The main thing is it's tight and it's sealed and it's up and sitting perfect, no blockages. And because of the height, I'm standing on a ladder. Alright, like, nobody can touch that, nobody can be choked by gases, so nobody can burn themselves either or die. I hope. Right, we're back inside now for the last piece of this. Okay, so obviously the setup's all done, the ventilation, I've just, as you've seen, finished the exhaust there. Right, this black pipe and green pipe here, I'm not sure if you can see them, right, so that one is the air, that's fresh air to that, and then the green tube now, right, this is what's going to be the fuel coming in. So next thing now is to actually fit the fuel tank. Right, now this is an important bit for you to, which I think will be helpful. The tank, you have to fit this valve in. Now, a lot of people get scared of this, but there's the flat edge there, alright, and we've drilled our pilot hole, and I've got all this fitted so I know that it comes through, and I've actually done it so that it'll screw in. So at the back there's a rubber which will be inside, and once it's through and in place, that rubber goes on the outside, and then you tighten it up with a nut. But here's how you get it through, because you're going through there, you can't just drop it in and pull it through. You need, you need this bit of wire, okay, and then what you'll do is you put the valve onto that. So, valve on, thin wire, and now feed it into the hole, and there it is. And I just turn that with my fingers, and voila! All I've got to do now is go and tighten this up, put the nut onto it, then we're ready to mount that. Right, so we're on. I've just run the wiring loop. Oh, get the last loop here. Okay, so as you know, I got it wired up to the battery last night, that's all ready to go. I've run the wiring loom through now, so the wiring loom now could be plugged in. The machine now has power, okay. These two here, one is for the pump, and that's this with the yellow wire here, so that's going to go down behind here. Alright, actually keep my wiring tidy. Alright, then the back of here, and there you go, so that's tidy. And down there. Now the pump is going underneath, alright, so that's going to be hidden. And I'll also, because of the ticking noise that it makes, it gives us a chance to custom build something with my 3D printer, package in, and that'll be, you know, keep the noise down a bit. So I'm quite happy with that. The next one I'll actually bring down and through. Because it's near the exhaust, I'm going to come up by this cable tie here. Alright, and I'll pin that into there, that'll get pinned along to there, and that'll just come right to here, and this now goes into our junction box. Alright, and now that I've plugged that in, okay, the junction box is live. So I'm showing now that in this room here it's only 19 degrees, right, and I'm showing 13 volts on the battery. Now last night this was at 12, so that means then that my solar panel setup that I've got there is working. Alright, so we've got power to the switch. I'll just hang that there just now. I've got that wire going down there, which is going to be going into the fuel pump. Okay, now you'll see that the fuel pump, it only runs one way. Where the block is, right, your inline filter goes from the diesel tank onto there, a bit of pipe goes onto there, and then on this side of here to this pump, and then for the pump goes all the way up and it starts feeding the diesel heater. So let's go get this installed. Right, that's everything done now. We've done the complete install. So we'll start for here. Bring the camera in, Paul. Right, so there's the diesel tank, solid. Okay, the flexing you're getting that's just the tank itself. That is solid with the 3 screws. And there we go. We've got 5 litre of diesel in there. As you can see, it's a 10 litre tank, so it's half filled up. Underneath, right, the diesel comes out, it's sealed with that wee thing. There's your filter. Your pipe then comes around under here. We've got the pump. Now, I've started to tidy this up because it's going to get tested first, right? Then from there, it comes up to here and goes into the burner. The wiring looms are all done and complete. The batteries are connected, and we've got heat going next door and coming into here as well. It then finalises off by coming to here. So as you can see, there's power in there. We're 19 degrees in the room, and here's now the turning moment, because the first thing I've got to do is, it'll take a wee while, but I've got to prime the pump and start getting rid of the air. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll just keep my eyes on the fuel. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm looking for fuel coming in. Right, so power's on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Here if there's ticking happening. Right, that's the bleeding done. That is bleeding awful. But I've read the instructions wrong, and we'll go underneath. So you can see the pump there, right? I had that the other way around, because when I read that, it said that that end was meant to go to the fuel side, and it's not. So this pump, this is coming, that's the fuel coming in, that's the fuel going out, and it's going up this here, and it's going in. There you go, you see it? That's the last of the air coming out of this. It's nearly bled, but you feel that there. Look, put your hand up the screen. Right, temperature. So, just now it's 19 degrees in here, but it's 164 degrees centigrade in the burn chamber there. Alright, so it's all working fine. Within a couple of more minutes we'll get the rest of the air out of that system. So it is a bit noisy just now because it's the first start up. Right. But now, so what I'll do is, there you go. So it's down to heat 1 now. So what will happen now is this will start quieting down. And there you go. I'm feeling hot air coming out of that already. So happy and chuffed. Now I'm hoping that now with this running, this lets you hear how noisy it is. I don't want to touch that exhaust because this is the one bit that you've really got to watch out for in this, alright? So I'm just making sure that the wiring loom before we finally tidy it up. So everything's fine. That's a hot air coming into here. There you go. That's it now, it's slowing down and there's only the one. Okay? So, but the beauty of this place is it's ventilated, and because it's ventilated, the heat can actually escape to a certain extent. But that's fine because there's too much heat anyway, so you'll be too warm. Every now and again you'll be opening a door or you'd be opening the window. But that's it. That is how you fit a cheap Chinese diesel in your heater and you burn £5 a day or £4 a day, I think it will be, and that's based on running that thing for 7 hours. You will not be able to sit with that on for 7 hours, I can assure you. So that's my top tip. I hope you found it to be a success. If you're new, welcome to Random Therapy. I do a bit of everything, but I love to help people like relax, people like myself that have actually got mental health issues. So big shout out to you if you've got this far watching me mental health. Smash that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're a newcomer. I'd love to see you as part of my family here. And well, I hope you liked it. I'd love some comments in the bottom there to work on as well. So till the next one, thank you.